following the 7-day ultimatum issued by Yoruba cultural activist Sunday Igboho, asking Fulanis to leave Yoruba land. The Seriki Fulani, Oyo State Saliu Abdulkadri has sent a Save Our Soul SOS message to the Oyo State government. Abdulkadri rendered this SOS when a delegation of the state government led by Executive Assistant to Governor Çぇ 1ES on Security, Mr. Sunday Odukoya, visited Igangan for an assessment visit. Igboho at last week stormed the Igangan residence of the Seriki Fulani, noting that the Yorubas could no more bear being killed in their land by Fulanis. Violence had trailed the visit with no fewer than 3 persons injured, 1 person declared missing, while about 9 huts were razed. Addressing the state government's delegation, which visited the Seriki Fulani, said they were taken aback at the threat and invasion of their residence by the Igboho men. Abdulkadri fingered foreign entrants into Ibarakwa from Zamfara, Kebbi, and other nationalities as being behind the kidnappings, killings, criminalities, and not those Fulanis residents in Yoruba land. He said that it was inconceivable that those of them who were born, grew up, married, built houses, set up businesses in Yoruba land will be the ones attacking and killing Yorubas. Abdulkadir said that the Fulani abhorred criminality such that he had personally arrested criminals, both Yoruba and Fulani, and handed them over to the police. Recounting what transpired when Igboho visited, he said, "On Friday evening, I suddenly saw several Hilux vans and other vehicles. As they alighted, they were asking where the Seriki is. Then one of them said he is Igboho, that he believes I must have been hearing about him. He then said he's here to give us 7 days ultimatum to leave Ibarakwa and entire Yoruba land. He asked if I'm aware of how Fulani was killing and kidnapping people. I was about to tell him that we arrested some Yorubas who were kidnappers in Igangan and Takpa, and they have been handed over to the police. Suddenly they began shooting sporadically and hit 4 of us, followed by setting up our huts in flames. He then brought out a gun, but in his mouth, swearing by Ogun's name that he must not meet us here at the expiration of the ultimatum. Then they left. We want the government to save us. We may be regarded as visitors regardless of the number of years spent here, but I grew up here, I married here, I have children over 45 years old, I have built houses here in Igangan. This place is our source of livelihood. We want the government to save us. We have supported governments over the years. The government should help put our mind at rest. A lot is happening to Fulani in Ibarakwa, Okeogun, Ogbomoso. We arrest people suspected to be killers, kidnappers, and hand them over to the police. Many of those we arrested are from Zamfara, Kebbi. What attracts those foreigners is a mining spot in Igangan. They steal our cows too." Responding to the plea of the Seriki Fulani, Executive Assistant to Çぇ 1ES on Security, Sunday Odukoya said the government has commenced an investigation into the matter, assuring that those found culpable would be made to face the full wrath of the law. He said the government is not asking the law-abiding citizen residents, irrespective of their tribe or creed, to leave any part of the state, but only criminal elements. He allayed the fear of the Fulanis on the ultimatum for them to leave the state, urging them to remain law-abiding, peaceful, and shun any reprisal attack. Odukoya assured the government's commitment to the security of residents across the state, urging them to support the government by exposing criminal elements in their midst. He advocated for peaceful coexistence between the Yorubas and the Fulanis in the state. Igboho's ultimatum, Fulani sent SOS to Oyo government. Of course, they are going to paint this whole thing very fine, but the question is that these people have been, because when I saw the video, I was just like, the man was just like, he was afraid. You could see he was afraid. But according to what Sunday said, he said as soon as he got some of his people, they were up to 1,000. They just brought out gun. They wanted to, like, shoot him. That was what Sunday said, even in that video. But he said they were able to collect everything from their hand, because he said if they really wanted to come and harm them, they would have done the same thing. But they just told them this and this and that. But the question is that if these guys have been living for so many years, so when did this whole thing just start all of a sudden? All this Fulani this, Fulani that, Fulani this. Because across the country, people have always come out to testify that, oh, these people have been nice people, and have been so nice. They've been living peacefully. What now happened? What changed? What changed is what a lot of people are still asking the president. When this president came, when Buhari came on board, that was when everything just changed. Of course, there could be rancor here and there, little rancor between, of course, even people from the same community or from the same vicinity, the same family, you still have a little misunderstanding. I believe that could be happening. But since this present government, APC, came on board, it has turned to something else. And again, to add sort upon injury, when the president allowed these people to be coming inside the country, and all of them, they were embracing it, saying that all the Fulani in the old world, they can come to Nigeria. They can come and settle down in Nigeria. What kind of a thing is that? Giving them free access. And the idea of a certain Ruga, that was when this whole thing escalated. The whole problems escalated. And these people now, and are you really condemning it in its entirety? Are you really condemning it? What is the government doing? You always see the government, the army and police always going, with full force. If they can do, we have seen a lot of people that have been arrested. This Fulani Çሔር 1ES. Have they been arrested? I mean, when people even on their own arrest them, not to go into jungle justice, they will hand them over to the police. What would they do? They don't do anything. They will just still release them. They have never on their own arrested them. And it's like there's an order that you don't arrest them anywhere in this country. So then you expect people to be happy. In one of the videos, when they were talking about a doctor that came from Germany, they just took the man's life. A lot of people like that, one woman like that, and her children. So those who are always coming to say this and that, if it were to be your family member, would you be happy? Because you are not sensitive. If you look at the Sunday Igboho, it's not as if maybe any of his family members were there, but he took it upon himself that it could be anybody. Those who have human feelings, they are the ones that want to fight other people's fights. But because you don't have human feelings, selfishness, if the whole world is crumbling, what is my business? In as much it's not my children and all of that, it doesn't matter. And you can imagine even the laughing of you can imagine how the people from the government see the way they responded. But the Alaafin of Oyo just came out and began to say what everybody is really shocked about. It's unfortunate. Well, if the normal Fulani can give information about the criminal, no problem. But if they feel they can't expose their brother, they must be shown the handwriting. Thanks for action. All of them should go back. After defining our relationship, they can come back. After killing their people, Abi, you are basking on Buhari presidency to immune yourselves from consequences of your murderous act. Fulanis are by nature wicked and despicable, because wickedness is in their blood. They are capable of anything. They can do anything to eliminate the original inhabitants of a place to take over the place. Well, Fulanis are even scared of exposing their brothers for the fear of being attacked. They see each other's cows and even kill some of their brothers in the process. So care must be taken in handling this issue. If we are now talking about people, vigilantes here and there. We are talking about what do they call it? A security outfit, because the government is failing on its own part. The government has failed. If the government had done what it ought to have done, all of this wouldn't have resulted to all this is, because when the people know that yes, the government that is saddled with the responsibility of taking care of the lives and property of the people, if they know that you are doing the right thing, what would they will be happy that yes, people, they have people who are fighting for them, who are really taking care of them. But reverse is the case. Everybody is not like, I have to help myself. So the government has failed. In all of this, is by and large, the government has really failed. So now they are calling on the government to help them, the governor for your state to help them. So guys, let's hear your opinion on this.